So the first style that I'm going to show you is what I would call the relaxed bride. She doesn't want an updo, she doesn't want anything doing or pins in her hair. All she wants is a hair down with a really loose curl, but she does want a veil. So I'm going to show you how to attach a veil when you've got nothing to attach it to, so there's no updo. But first I thought I'd just show you really quickly how I got this very sort of loose, relaxed curl to the hair. Okay, so with a relaxed curl, all I'll do is take a section of hair, okay, and it's almost like I want to point these downwards. I don't want to point them that way. So I just gently clamp the hair, okay, turn it away from the face. Just one turn is fine, and then just pull gently down that strand of hair, and it's just going to give you, can you see how the end's sort of pointed downwards? It's not like a complete curl. And that's just going to give you that sort of relaxed boho sort of style to the hair. So the problem that you face when you want a veil in your hair but you want your hair loosened down is there's nothing to attach the veil to. Even if you put bobby pins in afterwards, it still runs the risk of coming out. You know, someone hugs you, it could easily get pulled out the back of your hair, which is not what you want. So my advice is decide where you want the veil to sit. Now you want this quite high up, otherwise it won't look right. I'm just going to ask Eleanor just to tip her head for me. So I'm right at the top of the crown there. So what I'm going to do is just move these bits out of the way, these sort of side sections like that. And then this slice of hair here, I'm going to do a little bit of a braid, and that's going to be my anchor. So you haven't got to worry about this braid being super tight, okay? You don't want it to be too baggy, but don't worry if you're one of those people that can't do a really tight cornrow, okay? All I'm going to do is literally a really mini French braid just going across the back of the head here. And then I'm just going to pop in a little elastic at the end of that braid. So what that's done is it's created a base for me to slide this comb through. So when you're putting a veil in, guys, you always want to make sure that the curvature of the comb is going on the head like that, okay? So can you see that the comb's got that curvature, and that's how you want to be putting it on the head, okay? So guys, I'm going to flip this veil forward just so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I've got my comb the right way because there's the curve, and I'm going to use this braid to just slide that comb into it. Can you see it's going through really easily? But that is rock solid now, that is not going anywhere. To give extra security, you don't actually have to do that with this technique. However, to give extra security, I'm going to be using these long bobby pins, okay? So these are the extra long ones. And I'm going to be catching the hair here and then just sliding that along that comb. And the same on the other side, slide it along. And now I'm going to flip this veil back over for you. So most importantly with the sort of relaxed bride is this veil isn't going to go anywhere. I'm just going to even pull on it a little bit. I'm not hurting it because it is quite stretchy, but that doesn't budge, okay? That will stay in all day. Okay guys, so that is the first style done. This is like the relaxed bride style, so I'm just going to do a little spin for you. So we're going to go to style 2 now guys, which is going to be a really cute and simple low-do. Okay guys, so for this low-do, what I've done with Eleanor's hair is I've just clipped the 2 front pieces out of the way because I want to leave those out. And then what I'm going to do is a little bit of back comb through this front area here and round the crown as well. So I've got the back comb in guys, I'm just going to take this side bit of hair here and I've just sort of grabbed hold of it and just twisted it slightly like that. And then I'm going to use a long grip and I'm going to slide that through the hair. And then I'm going to just do another one in this middle area here. And then lastly, I'm going to take this left hand side, again, just taking hold of it nice and gently, sort of placing it where I want like that, and then just sliding that grip up and through that section there. So next what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to do a fishtail braid in this section of hair. I'm actually going to do 3, 1, 2 and 3. So fishtail braid is simply dividing the hair into 2. Just be quite gentle because I've decided not to put a hair tie in there. So I've divided that hair into 2, and then I'm just very gently going to be taking a small section from one side and passing it across to the other. Holding it with my thumb, small section from the other side, passing it across to the other. I'm just going to stop there, and I'm actually going to start to pull that braid out now, so I'm not going to wait till the end. Just gently pulling on the edges, making sure that you release that strand so you don't pick at it and get a lot of fuzziness there. So pull and release like that. Okay guys, so we have a pulled out fishtail. I'm going to do that 2 times more on this side, and then I'll show you how to pin it. Okay guys, so we've got our 3 pulled out fishtail braids. So all you're going to do now is grab hold of them and just pin these to the nape of the neck, okay? So have a little bit of a play, decide where you want them to sit, which one you want to go first. I'm going to choose this right one first, and I'm just going to use the long grips again just to secure that where I want it to sit. Okay guys, so I finished pinning the braids. So next thing to do is to get the veil in. Now, I'm going to put the veil just along this section here. So hopefully, because originally when we were pinning this part here, we went up with the bobby pins, they shouldn't get in my way too much. But if you're just a little bit patient and gentle, usually you can just wiggle that through, but you need to be careful because you don't want to disturb all this style that you've already done. So again guys, make sure that you've got your comb with that curve, okay, so it's moulded to the head. And then you're just gently going to move that area there, and it's going to just be pushed down into this area here. So I'm just wiggling it really gently, don't rush, just wiggle it down, nice and gentle like that, until it's all the way in. And then again, for added grip, I wouldn't normally lift it up like that, okay guys, because I wouldn't want to spoil the makeup in her hair, but I want you guys to see where that comb has been wiggled in there. Again, you want to be using your grips to just slide along that comb to give extra security. So at this point, what I usually say to people is, who is the head bridesmaid or anybody good with hair? So if the bride gets fed up later on and wants this veil out, you just need to make sure that the bridesmaid knows about these 2 bobby pins that you've slid in, because all she'll have to do is slide them out, wiggle that comb, and the veil will come out without messing the hair up. Again, I'm just going to add a little bit of bling there, guys. Okay, we're going to do the pull test, guys. So, pull that veil. Someone's hugging her. Someone's stood on it. No, not going anywhere, and that's what you want. Okay, so just sliding out these front little grips that we used to keep the hair out of our way. And I don't think I'm going to recurl them. I quite like how sort of loose they are. And this veil coming over Eleanor's shoulders. She makes such a beautiful bride, Eleanor. So, there we go. I'm going to do a little spin for you. Okay guys, so last style I'm going to show you is going to be an updo, so off the neck, up high, and I'm going to show you the two different ways of how you can put the veil in. Okay, so I've just sort of like put this half of the hair up and out the way, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this hair into a ponytail, but I don't want any sort of frizziness at the bottom here, so I'm just going to use a little bit of wax spray. And then just gently with my fingers, I've got to be careful because Eleanor has got some short bits here. Just going to sort of soften that up a little bit. So I'm just going to release this top section now. Still got a little bit of back comb in from that first style, so I'm just going to allow that hair to sort of fall where it wants to fall. But if you haven't already done the back comb, just put a little bit through the top and the sides. And then I'm just going to put an elastic in this top part of the hair here. Now, I've tried to choose a style that's fairly basic, okay? So anybody could have a go at this, either the stylist or somebody to do it on themselves for the wedding day. What I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this top pony now, guys. So in order to do that, I need a little elastic, and I'm just going to thread through 2 medium grips like that, okay? So that's what it should look like at the end. Okay, so you're going to take this top ponytail, hold it flat like that, take one of your grips, slide it behind, and then this elastic is going to go over the top, and then the other grip goes back through like that. So basically all that's happening is that elastic is holding that ponytail. So if I grab that now, you can see that it's been flipped, okay? So it gives it quite a nice shape. And next all you want to do is the second ponytail down. I'm just using a little bit of the spray clay again, and I'm just going to put a bit of back comb into the top part of that ponytail. So next, with all this back comb in here, what you're going to do is almost just lift it up because it's nice and light now with that back comb. Use your long grips and just start pinning that to the head. Then take this top piece down, just using your comb to get rid of any frizz or back comb that you can see. And then gradually, guys, just start pinning the rest of this hair up. I want it to sort of stay quite loose and effortless. Okay guys, so it's veil time again. So like you did before, you make sure that that curvature's there, okay? And you're going to be sliding it in above the chignon like that, okay? So just take your time, be really, really gentle, try not to disturb the hair on top where you've done the back comb. And just very, very gently push that down into the style. Again, I'm just going to put a little bit of bling in, guys. There we go. Okay, so I would still advise that you put those 2 grips in either side underneath like I showed you in the last video, but because the veil is higher up now, you can decide whether you want it to sort of lay flat down the back, or some brides do still like to have that veil going forward over the face. So you do have that option when you do a higher up veil. So before I change position with the veil, I'm going to do a really quick spin for you. Okay guys, so I'm going to really carefully take this out, hopefully without disturbing the hair too much. And then I want to show you how to put the veil in underneath. So the problem you've got when you want the veil underneath is, usually with a veil there's a short layer and then there's a long layer, okay? So if I want this veil to come underneath, the easiest way to do that is to turn the comb around so that curve is still right on the head, okay? And slide that up. But as you can see, the problem is that because I've turned it, the long layer is now on top. So what you can do, which some brides of mine have done, is they've unpicked the veil and turned the veil around and re-sewn it back on so that that action now is fine because the shorter layer is sitting on top. The alternative way is a little bit trickier for the stylist, but it is possible, and that is you lift up the hair as best you can. So I can lift to about here, okay? So I'm gonna turn this the right way again, so my short layer is on top, okay? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up a little bit with those teeth and then come back in, and just take your time with this. It does go in, but it just takes a little bit of wiggling, and tell your bride to grit her teeth. There we go, that's gone all the way in now, and you've still got that shorter layer sitting on top, and then you just release that hair down. It does look pretty because the hair does come over the veil, so it is like quite a favourite with a lot of my brides to have that kind of a style. And then it just sits over the shoulders like that. Again, guys, I would always put in those pins either side just to make sure that it's absolutely secure on